Hi everyone, this is Gary and welcome to another season of blistering GMB Panthers ice hockey. The Nottingham Arena, sponsored by Trent FM, hosting the National Ice Centre of course, will be hosting the GMB Panthers versus the Aer Lingus Belfast Giants tonight. It's going to be a cracker, and I can tell you now, we'll try and get the total of the number of spectators for you later, but right now it's already the biggest ever first night Elite League game crowd ever in the history of the league. It's the Belfast Giants tonight. Both sides have got lots of new faces in them. No Jay Henderson tonight for Nottingham, no Mark Levers for Nottingham, but flew in yesterday, debuts today, defenseman Guy Lepin will be in the lineup. The gloves might come off early, the fireworks might start early, and our new partners, the Nottingham Fire and Rescue Service, might be needed just to hose everybody down. We'll go through all the new faces once the action starts right here at the fabulous Trent FM Arena. Tonight's match is sponsored by Red Box Recorders. We thank them for their support. We thank the fans for their support. And at the end of the day, we know this is going to be a barnstorming cracker of a game to launch the Elite League programme. That's why Sky's here live, but that's why you've probably brought our DVD to listen to our commentary rather than theirs. Remember though, this DVD is sold under licence for home use only, and no use in any other format or broadcast in any other way, including the internet, is permitted by law.
It's all about, as I call out your block number, I want to roar with your arms in the air. If you are in block 50...
30 seasons ago this year, the great Gary Keyword brought the Panthers back to Nottingham. I'm thrilled to say son Dwayne is with me for the first game of the 30th anniversary. Also our 10th anniversary since we came to this fabulous arena. An arena packed with more than 5,000 fans, the biggest ever Elite League first game crowd since the Elite League began. New coach for Belfast, new players for both teams, not least Alex Penner for the GMB Nottingham Panthers, though he's not on the starting lineup, so if he's going to tangle with Mr. Hoffman from Belfast, it's not going to happen straight off the bat. Dwayne, good to have you.
Yeah, Gary, how's your summer been?
Busy. And the last 2 weeks have been unbelievable.
Well, the season's kicking off now, and like you said, 5,000 plus to the opening game. What a result, Gary.
Yeah, we do it on a marketing strategy, shall I call it, that others have ridiculed in the past. And their teams have struggled, even this summer, some of them. And, well, put it this way, I know we're doing something right. I've even got Paws out in a smart car with the back open at the moment, and I'm on the microphone screaming at him, come to the game, and Paws is waving at people.
No. Looks like Sky are scrambling to get the game going.
Yeah, this game is live on Sky. But there again, you would want proper commentary. Steve Wilkinson, the best cameraman in the building and the country, is working with us again. And Dwayne Keyword is our colour commentator. Craig Peacock, big star for the Giants. Young Brit, you played with his dad.
Oh, Tim Peacock, wow.
Correct.
Yeah.
Here we go, folks. Season 2010-11 is underway. Danny Myers to Jonathan Zion. Played for Sheffield last year. We'll forgive him. Got into Dave Sims in something I saw him write. The man, besotted by his own self-importance, reckons he doesn't turn up every night. He also had harsh words for David Beauregard, who set the league alight 2 years ago at Manchester and didn't think he could do anything for Nottingham. Good play from Jade Galbraith. Dustin Sproat finishes his check on a big defenseman. Belfast have got a man in front. Big save from the K-wall. Rebound bounces around. Craig Kowalski making his debut competitive game. There is Peacock. Here comes the first penalty of the night. It's against David Clark for slashing.
Well, Gary, it'll be interesting to see how young Peacock gets on. His dad was was a very good player, but quite a fiery temperament. Wasn't afraid to drop the gloves. So
well, he doesn't do that. He had a good year, but always the sophomore year, as you North Americans call it. Second year, people pay attention if they didn't last year. Belfast with Doug Christensen, the charismatic ex-Edinburgh coach, who's for the first time got a budget to play with, now on the power play. David Beauregard, of course, you can always spot him. A, he wears number 9, and B, he has the goldfish bowl on. Here he is, wings it down the ice. Always got an eye on goal. He scored 44 goals a couple of years ago at Manchester. Wears the face cage to protect the only good eye he's got. Lost it in a hockey accident and wasn't supposed to come back. All that depth of vision lark. He taught himself to play the game all over again. And never made the show as he should have, but he got to play professional ice hockey and does it very well.
Yeah, and fantastic, to literally pick yourself up from an incident like that and get on with your career.
Good hit from Matt Myers there. Deep forechecking on the penalty kill for the G&B Nottingham Panthers. We're nearly halfway through the first power play of the season. Matt Myers spent last year at Bakersfield and Johnstown Chiefs in the East Coast League, but it wasn't a particularly successful visit for him. I think he had about 5 points in 22 games. They kept making him a healthy scratch, and then he was injured, and then he didn't get an awful lot of ice time when he was getting into the games. So he's come back to his second home. He's not gone back to his home in Wales. He's come to Nottingham, where he got good.
By the looks of him, it looks like he's picked up a East Coast trait. He's got the long blonde hair and a bit of a tan, Gary.
Well, he's got the tan from working outdoors with Danny Myers in the summer, landscaping gardens. Belfast working it deep in Nottingham zone. Brandon Benedict. Tim Cook from a long way out finds the 5-hole. That's the opening blood. G&B Nottingham Panthers lose a power play goal with David Clark in the box, and Tim Cook from a long way out. I don't think Kowalski saw that one coming. It's come at 2:26 with 18 seconds left on the first penalty of the night.
Well, Gary, that's going to open the game up a little. Like you say, 2.5 minutes gone, and okay, let's see what the guys have got in store this season.
As ever, netminders and special teams will have a big saying on where any silverware goes. Our referee tonight is Murray Hansen. He played when you used to play as well. This is Hoffman and Penner having a chat. Penner wants to set a tone. I don't think Murray Hansen's deterred them there.
I don't think so. I hope not, anyway.
Here we go. First one of the year, Alex Penner. Panthers trail by 1. What can Weapon X do? Hoffman's good. You can see him on the internet knocking guys out with one punch. But Penner's pretty fearless. Well, Hoffman's thrown 2, half-landed 1. Penner's answered it. Hoffman's missing. Penner lands. 2 big men. Hoffman's hanging on now. Shirt's coming up from Penner. He's not giving up yet. He's got his head back out. He can see what he's doing. And Penner starts throwing the short jabs. Throws the body punches. Hoffman's hanging on. Penner tries to land the big haymaker over the top. And Alex, Weapon X, Panthers pen forcer. Penner shows he's not going to be messed around with this season. The X wins the first one. Hoffman can claim he won it. He didn't.
Wow.
Can we hear the roar of the Panthers?
Hoffman has a great reputation. He hasn't got many penalty minutes because he's so good at it. He knocks guys out. No one wants to take him on. Penner said he wasn't afraid. I would have done, the only thing I would have done differently, Dwayne, was that would have happened at the very first face-off of the game for me.
Set the tone, but I'll tell you what, old Penner, there was some seriously heavy body blows there, and I think Penner 1-0.
Rewind the DVD, folks. They might be able to give you fancy replays and what have you on satellite television. But Steve was in on the action there. Oh, that was a giveaway by Guy Lepin. John Zion walks himself rather into trouble, but he's won it back. Dustin Sproat uses the boards, fires it round. Jade Galbraith is under pressure, protects the puck and brings it out like the great stick handler he is. Good feed right up the middle to Dustin Sproat. Brussels shoots. It's a save. He doesn't know where it is. Stephen Murphy bounced around, could have gone anywhere, could have been 1-1. Sadly, it's still 1-0 to the visitors. Big hit from Dustin Sproat, though. That's Brett Hemingway, brother of Colin, former Edinburgh player. They both play here, the Hemingway brothers. I don't know if they can write like Grandad Ernest. What a fantastic save! Wide open at the back door for the visiting side was Jeff Mason. And the Kowalski K-Wall got across and slammed the door. He wasn't getting any help from his defence on that one. 1 minute it should have been 1-1, then it should have been 2-0, and actually we're still at 1-0 to the visitors. Myers out to Beauregard, and the linesman blows it down for offside.
You had me smiling, Gary, about the Hemingway brothers. You know, could they write as good as a granddad? And then at Twigged, I thought you were insinuating that because they were from north of the border, you know, they perhaps might have struggled, but then it clicked.
All right, he's not really their granddad. You know, last year when I said that linesman we didn't know the job for was an undertaker, I wasn't sure about that either. Linesman tonight are Pirri and Dalglish. And I'm trying to remember what they do for a living. Pirri works in an aerospace firm, logistics manager. He went on and on about it. I fell asleep. I had a power nap while he was telling me what he does for a living. It's not rocket science. Oh, they've got it across. He's Bayrak, shoots in the bottom corner, and Panthers go 2-0 down. Bayrak's another newcomer for the visiting Belfast Giants from Edmonton. The 32-year-old had 3 different East Coast Hockey League teams last year. That bounced around in the feet, and it looks a little bit like nerves are playing a part in Nottingham's opening 5 minutes of this game. We've only had 4 minutes and 18 seconds, and the Giants are 2-0 up.
Yeah, Gary, nerves, and again, first regular game of the season, but the tempo's great. These guys have had 2 unlucky breaks, and it's early days.
Newcomer Ian McDonald centres Rob Lakovitz back from Manchester, and Josh Ward, who had some games last year. This is their first shift, and their side is trailing by 2-0. Lakovitz sends it in. Ian McDonald was described as one coach as of the Joe Thornton mould. I assume he means the Joe Thornton that plays ice hockey in the NHL. Boys need to get back. They've got a man at the back door. There he is, right in front. Craig Peacock goes for the wraparound, and K-Wall gets there and scrambles the save. Panthers are too far up the ice, Dwayne. There was a man wide open at the back door, and we had every D-man and forward hash marks beyond.
Yeah, Belfast are breaking very, very quick.
Both sides have had just the one warm-up game. Belfast won the Charity Shield at Coventry by 4-2, and Panthers beat the Tilburg Trappers in the P&O Ferry-sponsored Aladdin Cup with help from Premier Inn on London Road by 7-5. He's Jade Galbraith, the talisman forward of the GMB Nottingham Panthers, charged with the job of cracking open opponents' defences and getting the puck to David Clark. Clark, the one finishing the hit. Galbraith trying to finish his hit. Steve Lee jumps into the play, and it's freed up the puck. He's Galbraith. He backhands it right to the front. David Clark smacks the goalie's stick with his own stick. Doesn't quite free it up, but Nottingham trying to keep it in. They haven't. Belfast are breaking 3-on-2. There's a man at the back door, but Belfast don't see it. Brandon Benedict, wanted by Coach Nielsen in the summer. There's a secret. And, well, it's not a secret now, I've just told you. But he stayed to do studies in Belfast, but he was wanted by GMB Panthers coach Corey Nielsen. Didn't happen. Fortunately, on that occasion, he didn't have his head up and he didn't realise he had a spare man at the back door. Zion was trying to feed it up the boards, it didn't happen. Save needed on the shot off the left wing. Kowalski's been beaten twice, and I think he's looking good.
Yeah, certainly, after just over 5 minutes, 35 seconds, Gary, I don't think, Panthers deserve to be 2 goals down. But let's see what they're made of. I think Galbraith is really hit form.
He scored a hat-trick last week against Tilburg. I mean, the opposition's the opposition, but, you still got to put the puck in the net. Someone should tell Middlesbrough that in the championship. Cook long range out this time. Kowalski saw it, dealt with it. Nice backhand from Billy Ryan. The American gets it up the boards to Myers, but it's sent back in by the Giants. And we've got 6 minutes gone. Panthers trail by 2. Comes off Ryan's skate, but Zion jumps in. Can't get it forward though, can't get the handcuffs off. Ryan stretches, can't get to it. Belfast stretch and get to it. And Belfast mounting another counter-attack. This is Mark Garside, former Murrayfield player, brought with coach Doug Christensen from the Capitals to the Belfast Giants. That bounces over Seeley's stick, and it's back with Tim Cook, the second goal scorer for the Belfast Giants. Now sponsored by Aer Lingus, but they flew too soon there. And they were offside. Did you see what I did with that then? Sponsored by Aer Lingus, they flew too soon. They took off over the blue line. Steve, the cameraman, has got the grimmest of faces on him. He was looking for such a big start with a record crowd watching. I think one of the things you have to bear in mind is that was the easiest team talk Christensen will give all year. Let's try and take the crowd out of this. They've got the big crowd, we've got the big guns. Let's try and spoil the party. Josh Ward bangs it down the ice. It's picked off by the D of the Belfast Giants. Battle on the wards by Nielsen wins it. Josh Ward sends it on the feed from Steve Lee. Belfast send it back in, but only as far as the man with a plan, Corey Nielsen. Of course, there's another new coach on the action tonight. Davy Graham, former Panther. Played with Dwayne and backstop Panthers to Wembley success. And Dave Graham is the new bench coach of the Nottingham Panthers, and that could yet prove to be the most important appointment of the summer.
And how's he getting on with the guys, Gary?
Gets on fine. And last week against Tilburg, when the guys took their foot off the gas, he took a time out and he went into Whitley mode. Whitley beer mode. He was ranting and raving and flapping his arms about like a swan. An angry swan. But very much a drake rather than a swan, not a pen. Here come the Panthers trying to mount a 3-on-2 break.
Offside.
Now they're supposed to be tightening up on changing on the fly. There's a few little rule changes. We'll mention them as we get to them. Penner comes out of the box. Hence the cheer in the background. One of the changes is Wes used to have roughly 3 meters leeway to cheat and change on the fly. Now it's 1.5 meters. So really you got to get off before the guy gets on. Belfast got away with an old-fashioned change on the fly on that last shift. Dan Welch, former Panther, off the side netting. It goes to the far corner. Jed Galbraith and his line mates are logging quite a bit of ice time. Mason gets it in deep to Welch. Welch is manhandled down by Zion. Off the boards. And between them it's forward by Clark. But the player in the peripheral of his vision, and if there's such a word, was a Belfast Giant. He tipped it off the boards to him nicely, but he was wearing the teal shirts, not the black. Sold 220 shirts on Wednesday when 1,800 people came to watch training after we played a pre-season game.
Well, stats like that.
Good work by Danny Myers, wins the puck in the corner, but then gives it away to Shields. Now he's got a chance, he's got it back, uses the space behind the goal line and gets it across to Tom Norton, his first shift of the season. Good play by Norton. David Clark wasn't paying attention. Offside whistle from linesman Pirry. He's from the northeast, I think, now these days. He's the one that works in the aerospace industry. I can't for the life of me remember what Dalglish does for a living. Murray Hansen's a driving instructor these days. Used to be a chef. He's a lot thinner now. 11:21 to go, first period. This one's sponsored by Red Box Recorders. Seeley, Richard Seeley, draws the huck from David Alexandra Beauregard. He was in Italy last year and then went to Tulsa. Italy didn't work out. And my first words to him were, what kept you? Because I told him at the end of the year in Manchester he needed to move to Nottingham at the Elite League playoffs. And he said, sorry Gary, I'm a bit late. I made a mistake. I should have come last year. Didn't have a good year, didn't get on with the coach, and a couple of brothers in the lineup that were favourites and what have you. 8:45 gone, first period. Panthers on penalty kill. Last thing we want now is another power play goal.
Well, I was just about to say that, Gary.
One thing Davy Graham will not do on the Panthers bench is panic. And between them, the Panthers get hold of the puck, and Steve Lee rags the biscuit, as they used to say in Dwayne Keywood's day. Doesn't mean anything. Well, actually, it means you hit the puck round the boards and all the way down the ice. That's ragging the biscuit. It's obvious. I was once told by a producer. Oh, giveaway. Here's Corey Nielsen. 3-on-1. 3-on-1. Corey has a look. Doesn't get the pass through the legs. You'd have bet money on him. Oh, Steve Lee. That would have gone for a throw-in if it was football, but it hit Bayrak, scorer of one of the Belfast goals. Colin Hemingway stick handles once too many times. Corey Nielsen should have flicked that over then.
Yeah. But, you know, a man down, Gary, against a grain of play. That was a, you know...
Yeah, but Dwayne, a man down short-handed, you get a goal back. That's a heck of a goal.
It would have been,
That's a bonus goal.
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of nerves in the Nottingham camp. A lot of new faces out there. Lepin doesn't get it right up the boards. He's Benedict. David Clark on the forecheck, gets out to the man at point. Flicks past Myers. Prudden gets it. Comes back across. Prudden can't get to it. Cook can.
No.
Penalty for interference against Prudden, who was hooked down by Danny Myers in the first place, I think. Probably not. Rewind the tape. What do I know? The referee's a good guy. He's one of the best driving instructors I've ever come across. We're skating 4-on-4 for 58 seconds. And then in this one, sponsored by Red Box Recorders, Panthers will get a 62-second power play.
So, Gary, you were saying the guys have played, had one game against Tillsburg Trappers. They've had a couple of training sessions together, 1,800
Hey, they've had a lot of training sessions. I organised the training ice time this year.
And how are they gelling? How are they getting? What's the feeling in the camp?
It's coming on, but, you know, training's training. No one's knocking seven bells out of you, Dwayne. You know what it was like, even though you had to do it at 11 o'clock and across midnight.
Exactly, yeah.
You know? But, I mean, they've had almost 2 a days training, twice on the ice, plus gym work, you know, a barbecue and a chilly night and bits. I don't think they've actually seen much of the gym because they're that worn out from skating hard, and you know, I think they've done a few white miles. They did have the ice lined up for 7 o'clock in the morning on the Sunday after the Tilburg game, which would have meant getting to the rink for 5 o'clock, 5:30, but Corey let them off in the end. It was available though. Oh, hooking against Colin Shields.
This is what we need, Gary, now.
Well, Panthers go to the power play. I'll run through one of the quick rule changes for you. If you're on a delayed penalty and you've already got a guy in the box, when and a goal is scored, it doesn't wipe out the delayed penalty anymore. The guy comes out the box and the delayed penalty starts afresh. Which makes an awful lot of sense in my book. Except that, of course, if you get set, you get the goalie off, so you've actually got a power play advantage anyway. Oh, ricochets off the feet of Richard Seeley. Here's Nielsen again, flicks one. Clark gets the stick in, but the tip's misdirected. Between them, Nielsen and Galbraith keep it in. Galbraith wants it on the boards. He's the setup man. Scored from the side of the net twice. It bounces over Nielsen's stick. Seeley, the defenseman, comes from British Columbia, an LA draft in 1997. Flicked across, bounced across. Zion gets control of it. Probably the best defenseman outside of our own last year. There's some diplomacy for you. Galbraith tries to work an opportunity. Backdoor pad save by Stephen Murphy, the GB goalie. 6 seconds before the personnel changes, Panthers briefly go 5-on-3 now for a minute. It's 5-on-3 and sharpshooter Beauregard. Beauregard goes in front of the net, sends it's around in the front. Beauregard battles for it, can't get to it. Nielsen keeps it in. Backdoor David Clark, power play goal for the GMB Nottingham Panthers, and Seeley piles in with some afters. Cheap shot, Seeley. I think his beds are awful as well. David Clark gets the first GMB Panthers goal of the year. Game on, Panthers 1, Giants 2, sponsored by Red Box Recorders. And I think if I'm right, we've still got 48 seconds of 5-on-4 power play to come.
Gary, the fifth guy came on, they kept their composure, they were patient, it's a fantastically manoeuvred and well-earned goal. They deserve that.
And I like the fact that Bo went straight to the net and said to Galbraith, right, I'm here now, this is what I do. You don't have to have depth of vision from 3 feet.
Raise the roof, the fans of the GMB Panthers!
Matt Myers, and we missed that last year, Dwayne. Matt Myers wins the draw more time. If he does nothing else, he wins the draw. Here he is on the puck now. Oh, skips past. 5 for Belfast. That's John Gleed, who gleefully said hello to the blank piece of white boards. Every board in here is sold, ladies and gentlemen. Even the two to justschoolwear.co.uk. That's just-schoolwear.co.uk. I haven't actually discussed it with the managing director of just-schoolwear.co.uk, but I'm thinking, Dwayne, same terms as last year.
I think so. Thank you very kindly.
And you witnessed that, Steve Wilkinson, when I sent him the invoice.
It's an honour to sponsor you guys.
Thank you. Panthers caught offside. They've got just under half a minute of power play to come, and I've just belted my funny bone on the left elbow on the back of Dwayne's seat, and my left arm is in agony. You don't need to know this, folks. You need to know Panthers have got back into it thanks to referee Murray Hansen, who is definitely the best driving instructor in the Edinburgh area.
Never really cut it as a chef, but his driving tuition's on the up.
Feel free to yawn once more.
Sprout wins the puck. I like Dustin Sprout. Brussels Sprout, as we've been calling him. I don't like Brussels much, except on Christmas. I have 2 at Christmas. Oh, it's through, and Murphy hangs on for grim death. David Clark making a nuisance of himself. David Clark's pumped up because you got Guy Lepin and Alex Penner, and it means that you can play with a bit more freedom and what have you. If you do get banged, you know someone's going to come on and bang them back. But also, you have to beware so that you don't try and hide behind the heavyweights.
No, again, Davey, I don't think has ever, shirked or he'd stepped up to it if he needed to.
Well, he had the fight with Scott Bassick last year. Animation on the Panthers bench, that's good to see. There were times last year when there wasn't. Davy Graham working the guys, and apparently, I'm not saying he's working them well, but you know what I mean, we can't tell what he's doing, what he's saying, but it's just good to see somebody working. Zion stretches, can't take it off Prudden. Prudden works it right round the front and tries to slam the door, tries to slam it through the defences of Kowalski, but Kowalski slams the door.
Yeah, the thing is, Davies played the game, been a, GB goalie, and again,
All right, let's put this one to bed. Adam Goodridge tried to help the coach and be like the messenger boy and the bench coach. The problem is Adam has to look after sticks and even do laundry. If the guy doing the laundry, and I've cleaned that up for a family audience, on a Friday then tells you to throw your body in front of the puck on a Saturday, you might not feel inclined to do it. If you don't do it for Davey, he'll go and get hold of a goalie stick and he'll swing it around his head like a helicopter blade, and it might give you a new haircut without going to Verve and seeing Jamie the hairdresser.
No.
Oh, it bounces over the stick of Lepin, but he tries to make amends and it frees the puck up, forces the player. Jade Galbraith takes it off the feet of linesman Dalglish and cleverly feeds it to Dustin Sprout. Brussels gets it across to the middle. Belfast clear up. He's Hoffman. First shift since he got beaten by Penner in the opening fight of the year. Panthers bring it forward through Steve Lee, GB international, full international for the first time at the end of last year, although he missed the start of the campaign through illness. Protects the puck well, then backhands it in. It's ricocheted around. And that's Penner, who can play a little bit. And he's gone to the front of the crease. No, he can play more than you'd expect a heavyweight. He's tied his man up. He's won the puck for Nottingham. He's young Robert Lakovitz. It won't do him any harm to have big Alex Penner on there. Cook's trying to deal with Penner and he gets rubbed off it. Puck bounces kindly for Belfast and they bring it forward, but Nielsen knows where it's coming. Craig Peacock didn't, and Nielsen gets it at the second attempt with help from McDonald. Lakovic kicks it out of his skates. Good stick handler, young Robbie Lakovic. Spent all his junior years playing on the same line as James Neal. Neal got the assist, Lakovic got the goal.
Yeah.
I remember as they grew up, I kept saying to him, how many apples did you get? I got 3 goals. And James would say, I got 4 apples, assists. He'd say, good lad, James. And Lacko used to look at me. But assists is the name of the game for me. Look at Wayne Rooney for England.
He for me last night was the man of the match.
Oh, that's what Rooney can do.
Exactly, and it was not, to be honest, changing the discipline. It was fantastic to see him on form again.
I have a theory, but not many people would agree with me. But do you know what the big difference was last night? No Terry, no Lampard, and that meant there were 2 guys filling those holes in who were busting a gut for England, and that rubs off. That rubs off on people.
There's hunger, Gary. They want to do it. They want to prove a point.
It's like Kevin Peterson being dropped from the England team. He's not playing well. Drop him. Perhaps someone should have had the guts to drop Alistair Cook from the Test team. I know he's just got 100 in the end, but he had an awful lot of misses before he got there, didn't he, Steve? Yeah, awful decision. There are other people that can play cricket. Give him a go. You never know. You might find a diamond in the rough, but you're going to pick someone high up. Look at the series Trott's had, and he wasn't a regular till this time around. Having said that, I don't know what they were betting on, so I can't say, no. I mean, the real normal people.
Allegedly betting on.
Allegedly betting on who might get in the lineup, There was a query tonight with Sky about when we'd start, because there was a cricket game. I said, well, who's playing? And one of the guys from Sky said to me, well, I think it's Pakistan and England. I said, well, I'll just ring up the captain and tell him to finish at 7:05 and I'll put a tenner on it for him. But it turned out it was Notts versus Warwickshire. Zion tries to set up Lee. It wasn't a great pass, but Lee keeps it in the attack zone. Matt Myers keeps possession. Dances away from his GB teammate Shields, but then the poke check comes in from the big defenceman Hoffman, and Belfast bring it forward. Nielsen plays the man. Shields, well, he had a hold of Beauregard's shirt. See, one of the things Beau will do this year, Dwayne, his teams will pay attention to him because he got a lot of goals when he was at Manchester. And while they're paying attention to Beauregard, it'll free it up for people like Matt Myers.
Hit him.
Good fast game, though, good pace. For a first game of the year, you can tell everyone's been in camp for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. No, the tempo has been fantastic.
Let's tempt fate. We'd like to see a Panthers equaliser before the first break, wouldn't we? Lepine rubs his man out. He's another one not afraid to drop the gloves. David Clark battles on the boards, gets it forward. Sproat battles, doesn't get the puck, but it's squirted to Danny Myers. He bounces it forward. Garside, the former Edinburgh Capital, kicks it forward and takes it forward. They're in the attack zone, Belfast. They feed the front. Good interception by Danny Myers. Myers having a good first period for the GMB Nottingham Panthers.
He's reading the game well, Gary.
Well, he's staying back a lot. That's the key. And he came up to me before the game and just said, shake me by the hand. I said, why is that? He said, what a great job getting that crowd in. Prudden taken down. I couldn't find the referee on the ice. My eyesight's so bad, I couldn't find him to see if he'd put his arm up to ask if he could go to the toilet. Bayrak shoots high and over. K-Wall went down on one leg there, but I think he had the goal covered. And he just said, what a great crowd to get. We had 1,800 in for an open training session on Wednesday after a challenge game. And Danny Myers recognised the work that had gone in to spreading the word and saying to the fans, come and watch training anyway, come and have a good time, come and watch it. And then we put on a good show as well, and we presented the playing shirts. The D got these shirts, the black ones. And then the special 10:30 to celebrate 30 years since your dad brought the team back and 10 years in this building. Gold shirts were presented to the forwards. We'll only wear those gold shirts a couple of times. Bayrak stretches for the puck. He's got help at the back door, and it's a huge save. Although he wasn't certain where it was, he got enough of it. High stick coming against Belfast. Shields gets the high stick call. Is that Zion going down? No. It's Corey Nielsen, isn't it? Oh, it's Ian McDonald. I knew there was a 7 in it somewhere. 3 times I'd guess at the player. They're my own players. This first game. Shields goes for high stick. That was a brilliant save from the K-Wall, but I think he's going to be that kind of goalie. He's not always certain he's done it, but he'll try and get the job done. Last year in Italy on a very poor team, good imports but very poor Italians. That's how it is in Italy. 4 imports and local lads. bit like early days in Nottingham. You know what I mean? Where you have to cobble together your natural players, your national players, your what have you. But he was on a dreadful team. It was the first time in 7 years in the pros that his save percentage fell below 90 on a season. Fell down by 0.3. Power play opportunity for Nottingham. Big rip goes high and handsome. I think the whole team's using sticks from Combat, who bought out Ballistic last year. Young Lakovic was trying to feed the front. Clark was trying to feed the back of the net. Not a good pass to Sproat, but he gets it to Nielsen. Oh, Lakovic just needed the stick. His Combat stick. He just needed to be on the ice, son. Always like to see Nottingham lads playing for Nottingham, though. Galbraith didn't get hold of that one, but he's stretched and got it. Lakovic gets it to Sproat. Sproat to Clark. Clark goes upstairs, and it's just over the height of the bar. Nielsen across. Panthers power play looking strong. 70 seconds to go on it. Rob Stewart, the assistant coach of Belfast, screaming at his boys to move their feet. Lakovic has a look. Can he set up Nielsen? Nielsen rips one.
Oh, that hurt.
Garside blocks it by going down on his knees. Galbraith tries to turn it to the corner, and Belfast clear the zone and can get fresh legs onto the job. Panthers put unit number 2 on, including David Beauregard and Matthew Myers, Billy Ryan, Ian McDonald, and this man, John Zion. He can go coast to coast. He's got some skills. That wasn't one of them, that pass. Getting there was good.
He had the speed.
Billy Ryan.
30 seconds left.
That's plenty of time, Dwayne. 30 seconds. Beauregard fans at it, can't get it. They kick it forward. And then Benedict brings it forward. His pocket was picked. First of the season, his pocket was picked. I can say it twice just to underline it. Murphy scrambles on the shot from Billy Ryan. Did that count once, Steve, or twice? Just once. He's given me the repeat because I realised I'd said the boring phrase I can get into a rut over. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Sadly, no goal, but good looking effort.
Well, you know, on that power play, you know, that last shift, it's fantastic. Did everything right, and good. It's looking good, Gary. Look better with another couple of goals, but it's still the first period.
18-18 gone. Tardy time check time. 1-2 on the scoreboard. Oh, the flicker pass from Galbraith doesn't get through. Clark keeps it in, but Belfast Giants are getting their man back. Sproat works the wall and gets into Galbraith. It bounces up in the air. He keeps the puck. He keeps possession. Little bit of momentum from the man advantage. Gets it back door. David Clark kicks it out of his skates. Can't get the shot away. Sproat keeps possession behind the goal. Good play from the Brussels sprout. Lee flicks one to the side of the net. Clever. No route to goal on. Penalty coming. Belfast Giants go back to the box. Panthers finish the period on a power play thanks to a slashing call against the Giants. And I hope the newcomers from Belfast tell the referee what they think about it, because Murray Hansen is renowned for reacting not in your favour if you do that. John Gleed goes to the box. Let me tell you about John Gleed, 26 years old. He's from Ontario, he's from Milton. He's 6 foot 2 inches tall, he's 212 pounds. He was in the Coast last year and Bridgeport in the EIHL, and he was a Montreal draft pick in 2004. Well, he's getting a taxi in Nottingham from Trent Cars in the away box right now, and he sits for 2 minutes. Hopefully he'll be back at the start of the next period, because Panthers will have tied it up for the first break, and everyone will go to the bars in a happy frame of mind.
Giants 5 2 minutes for slashing.
Beauregard tried to force his way through on his own. Myers takes his man out. It's flicked down the ice by Dan Welsh. Left us to go to Coventry when Matt Blaisdell said he'd had enough of him.
Good. Yeah.
Big hit from Matthew Myers. Dumps his man on his backside. Clean hit. Rewind the tape, folks. Enjoy that one. Train on the track. It's called the Matthew Myers Express.
Good clean hit.
Myers gets a tip, but Panthers aren't going to get the shot away. It's flicked down the ice. First period is going to finish with a GMB Panthers 1, Belfast Giants 2 scoreline. But Panthers well in the game, well back in the game, and we've got 40 minutes at least of first game action to come. Sponsored by Red Box Recorders.
And then we got the end of the first period of fast-paced actions. Put your newspapers away, unfold your arms and get ready to rock and rumble with the GMB Nottingham Panthers. Come on.
Here we go then, period 2.
The voices of the Belfast Giants.
Better than it could have been. And if Panthers can convert this 70 seconds of power play, it'll be even better than that. Need the puck to do that though. Belfast win the draw and get it all the way down to Kowalski. Flick forward. Jade Galbraith rubbed out on the boards, but he battles, and Nottingham with Sproat win the puck. Zion protects it with his back and flicks it round the boards to Clark. Clark uses the boards to get it back to Sproat. Sproat turns away from his man. David Clark's in the far corner with it now. Good footwork by Jade Galbraith, and he kicks it in deep. Sproat works his way around Seeley. With help from Lakovic, Nottingham, have they won the puck? Yes, they have. Galbraith backhands it, but it skips over Sproat's stick. And Seeley, the bed manufacturer, sends the mattress down the ice.
Well, young Lakovic is getting some ice time going.
He's got good hands. He has got good hands.
It's nice to see, like you said, you know, a kid that's come up through the system, and you know, commanding, you know, special teams and getting good ice time. It's nice to see, encouraging.
Yeah, he's got a good shot on him, and the idea is that he gets the back door. Who's going to win this draw? Matt Myers, Brandon Benedict, Colin Shields. Shields versus Myers. Shields wins one. And Belfast bang it down the ice. We've only got 20 seconds of man advantage. It doesn't look like it's going to work on this power play.
And the Giants are back to full strength.
Billy Ryan gets his legs going, gets the speed going. He's got a heck of a backhand shot on a one-on-one breakout. Steve Lee keeps it in, but gets it in low. It goes over the stick of Ryan. Hoffman backhands it to Mason. Mason tries to use the boards, and off the back of Beauregard's leg, it lands for Shields. Shields lobs it forward. Oh, that was so close from Steve Lee. Nearly got ankles on. Matt Myers is finishing his checks East Coast League style. That was Hoffman trying to finish a big elbow on Beauregard behind the play. Not the smartest of moves. Penner's on the ice.
Oh, wow,
Hoffman
wow.
from behind. On young Lakovic, wasn't it?
Bit of a
Good
mismatch
work
there.
by John Zion. Good work. Can he carry the puck? Tries to feed it back door. It's bouncing around. It's fed across. No one can get to it in time to keep it in. Zion, who started the move, has got it right back where he started. There's a song like that, wasn't there? Right back where I started from. Wasn't it Maxim Nightingale?
Before my time,
It
Gareth.
was in the film Slapshot. You must have seen it. See, that's where it comes off. Lacko was just a bit weak there. He didn't turn it in hard enough to get it to a teammate. But that'll come. He's been playing EPL last year. This will be a culture shock, the speed of this. Now, Danny Mize has to start tying his man up in the corner there. Prudden wasn't tied up, but the puck bounced kindly and Nottingham bring it forward. Penner, nice move, gets it in. Lakovic, back door. Oh, Neely gets the pass there. Again, the pass just wasn't hard enough to get through. Bayrak's got one. It's off Steve Lee's feet. Well, that's too many men under the new rules.
Yeah.
That is too many men under the new rules. Just remembered what Dalglish does for a living. He's like Andy Carson, a banker. He is, he works in a bank. He's a banker. I was telling them how I like to let everybody know what their professions are. And last year, oh, what's this? Call the Vice Squad. Penner's not bothered about Peacock. He'd have to keep his head up if it was his dad, because he might be getting a stick in the jowl. Oh, so close. Stretch from Galbraith. Galbraith is on fire. He's our best player at the moment in 2 games running, in 4 periods of hockey. Flicks that one forward. Bit like Wayne Rooney. David Clark finishes his hit.
Good.
Puts Gleed. Hoffman pretends to elbow him. David loses his footing.
Looks like he lost an edge there.
Yeah, 2 for flinching though, as Alex would say.
Yeah, he's lost an edge.
Need to get the sweet stick on that. They didn't have them in your days, or when I played my rec hockey. You know, a little much thing, then you just drag it down the blade and suddenly you got an edge again. Not a stone, not a stone. It's called a sweet stick. Look at that from Galbraith. Oh, they're stretching, they can't get to it, and it just jumps behind Beauregard. He's so desperate to open his account, David Beauregard. Tried way too hard against Tilburg. Oh, what a glove save. What a glove save. He'd backed into the blue paint. It was a ripper of a shot, but the K-Wall got the big lobster pot there, and Bayrak was denied his second goal of the game. Bayrak is 32, lots of experience, but he's on his 24th pro contract in 12 pro years.
Well, that was
he's got itchy feet.
Important save.
Big save, big save, good shot. Well, Lepine can certainly skate as well. He's a bit out of his territory though. He's going to need a sat-nav. Beauregard's dropped back to cover for him. Lepine's got there to pick up the trailer. It's bouncing around. Shot from Bayrak there. Lands kindly for Nottingham. He's Billy Ryan trying to get his legs going. He had a couple of hip operations last year. When I first saw him, he was such a thin-looking lad. You know, I thought, well, no wonder he needed hip operations. He looks like somebody snapped him twice. But he has got some speed and he has got some skills. We've got these three kids, you see, Dwayne, who've come straight out of college. Myers flattened from behind. It's Nottingham getting the call. You can forgive Nottingham for thinking it's free for all time. Well, given that the hit on Myers didn't draw anything, Penner came out, a little bit of policeman work, you know, blew his whistle, showed his truncheon. So we've had 25 minutes and 45 seconds. Penner goes to the box, Panthers go to the kill.
Testing time now, Gary. Let's see what this defense is made of.
See, I've got to say that, you know, there are other driving instructors in Edinburgh that you might want to consider. Because if you let one thing go, then the policeman comes up and says, don't do that again. If you're not going to police it, the policeman will police it. Big weekend for Nottingham, of course. We go to Coventry tomorrow. By the time you've bought this DVD, you'll know how the first weekend has panned out in the Elite League. But as I was saying to Dwayne, we got a few of these guys straight out of college. Although McDonald's straight out of college. Oh, the bouncing feed lands kindly for Seeley. Done work by the Belfast Giants. Linesman Dalglish denies Colin Hemingway. Hemingway 3 years ago at Edinburgh, Dwayne, had 33 goals, and just to make it look neat, 33 assists for 66 points in the year. Nielsen buys a little time and sends it down the ice. We've got 95 seconds of Belfast power play to come. Won't be the end of the world if Panthers don't kill it, but it would be nice. Stevie Lee sends it down the ice. Last time they were here, of course, in this building, the Belfast Giants won the playoff crown. I don't think I'd call it a classic game. Would you call that a classic game, Steve? I thought it wasn't great. Billy Ryan's got time, no need to lob that one down the ice. Zion's jumped into the play. Ryan tries the long shot off the shoulder of Murphy. Ryan tries to protect it, bounces over his stick. Belfast get it down the ice. Again, 17 there for Belfast. Josh Prudent was trying to play that puck before the guy he replaced got off the ice. You could argue he touched it. You can't say he didn't. Gleed gets it in low. Prudent out to Tim Cook. He's already scored one from point. Sends it across. Good skills. Kowalski's gone down off his knees. He makes the big save. Brett Hemingway gets it back to Tim Cook. Man in the crease. The fact that we pushed him there doesn't seem to count.
Well, sometimes you need a bit of luck, Gary.
Well, you earn your luck, don't you?
Certainly it's a tight game, and I don't think the guys deserve to be a goal down at this moment in time, nearly halfway through the second period.
Some of the fans turned around to applaud the Sky commentator then, who used to be involved with the Sheffield Steelers, as money's too tight to mention came on the amplifiers and what have you. I don't understand that, Gag. It's too highbrow for me. Or the deflection off a Nottingham stick works well for the Giants. They've still got 10 seconds of power play. Hemingway loitering between the hash marks. Cook keeps it in. Panthers about to get Penner back. Panthers send it down the ice. Penner's on the ice. Penalty's over. Penner skates straight to the bench, which is good discipline, really. You know, that's what he was told to do, but he would have been forgiven, I think, if he'd gone on a search and destroy mission after the puck deep in Belfast territory. Now Belfast haven't got the right personnel on, but Hoffman puts his big long stick down and tries to get it, backhands his way through. Penalty for slashing coming. You see, that's what he's going to do, K-Wall. He's going to make flipper saves. He's going to juggle it. You know, we're going to be singing da 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 and what have you, but he's going to get the job done. So the slashing penalty called against Guy Le Pen. He's not had two-a-days for the last 2 weeks. He's been sweating on his visa coming back. Eventually, though, he sent us an email. Sarah, Gary, my bags are packed and I'm ready to go. Get me a jet plane out of Montreal, and we did. Our chairman said it couldn't be done. He was wrong.
2 minutes for slashing. Panthers 28, 2 minutes.
That's what you call a good penalty, wasn't it? It spoiled a scoring opportunity, but it has given them a scoring opportunity. Beauregard, short-handed, one-on-one, back of the net. Beau opens his account, and that's what I was saying about short-handed goals. Count double.
Well, he picked that straight out of the blue, Gary.
28-29, make your mind up time. Panthers 2, Giants 2, sponsored by Red Box Recorders. Beauregard has been itching just to get the goal to settle his nerves. He is a fabulous guy. Got a lot of time for him. And I hope the commentator that said he wouldn't do anything for Nottingham has got the right words coming out of his mouth right now. He's pretending to make notes. Well, I'll remind him of his comments in his magazine column. I only read it because I get it free.
Goal for the Panthers, scored by number 9, David.
What a finish on the one-on-one.
Fantastic.
So Belfast still have a good opportunity with 90 seconds of power play to regain the lead. Jeff Mason across the back of the net. Myers tries to shut it down. Shields. Back to Shields. Panthers get a piece of it. Now they need to work hard. Danny Myers can't get a piece of it. Can't get hold of it. It's fed to the back door. Mason misses the empty net at the back door. It bounces around. Clarkey gets to it. David Clark backhands it down the ice. Well, that was a miss and a half.
Good hit.
Dustin Sprout is impressing me more as it goes on. It's bouncing around, it's right in the front. Corey Nielsen just couldn't get onto it. It was a live wire elver. It was a young eel squirming and mucking around in the shallows, but Panthers, they're offside. Of course, that scoreline, because Belfast went 2-0 up, would destroy some ice hockey commentators' confidence in their own ability. They'll be going on their, is it called a Twitter page or something like that? Is it something? Twitter. Sorry, slip of the tongue. And people who are besotted with their own self-importance might have to erase some comments they've been making. Apparently, don't know what we're talking about. It's beyond me. Don't understand. I was asked, can you bring your laptop? Can you bring your laptop? I said, what? What's a laptop? Is that the tray you eat your breakfast off when your wife of 33 years yesterday? Thank you, Audrey. Love you to bits, darling. 33 years.
Wow.
That's 3 years longer than the Panthers of this ilk have been going.
That's a good stretch, Gary.
Good stick handling from K-Wall. We didn't have that last year. Panthers kill the penalty. Lepine goes to the bench. Lepine. I said to him, how do we say this? He said, say how you like, I don't care. I tried to talk to him in French, he didn't want to know. Not that he didn't want to know, he likes to speak English. He's not a big fan of the French Canadians, even though he's a French Canadian. Kowalski's just slammed that door, stays there and takes the pain. And on the second chance, Belfast shoot off target, but they're keeping the pressure on. Peacock gets it in low, he's Dan Welsh. Seeley's shot bounces around. Eventually Panthers get it out of the zone. Here's Billy Ryan. Seeley leaves an elbow in. Did you see that cheap little elbow after he'd gone past? He looked to see if Maury Hansen had followed the puck. He had, so he threw the elbow up. But it was soft. You know me, Dwayne, I just hate cheapness. You know, just play properly. He's Hoffman. Picking cherries for the K-Wall. 2-2. We're past the halfway mark. This one's sponsored by Red Box Recorders. 8:45 to go, second period. GMB Panthers with goals from Clark on the power play and Beauregard short-handed have tied this one up from 2-0 down to 2-2. Good character, good spirit. Going to be a good year.
Yeah, Gary, it's the last 11 minutes 15 seconds have flown by. It's good, fast flowing hockey, and the guys deserve to be tied up now.
Panthers very much so far, not wanting to put the kibosh on it, have played this period on the front foot. Lepine across to Danny Myers. Panthers going with 5D. We just seen that one shift for Tom Norton. McDonald protects the puck. He's on with Lakovitz and Penner. Twists and turns, gets it in low. Penner gets the big stick out, loses control. Gleed comes away with it. Then he, two for flinching. He saw McDonald coming in, didn't know what it was, but shield off his knees has got it to Benedict. Benedict to the far side, big wind up, glove save. He grabs it and puts it in his back pocket so quickly, it would be behind the Levi Strauss logo on his 501s if he was wearing them.
Nottingham Panthers fans, we're going to test out the roar-o-meter. Let's hear a mighty roar from the fans of the Panthers in here. Oh, that's just kind of fair to middling. Let's try it one more time. Roar!
I guess Mr. Black is happy with tonight's attendance, Gary?
Yeah, he's managed one word on the text. He said brilliant. You wouldn't believe what I spend on marketing, but it's hard work. However, I will reveal my secrets to www.just-schoolwear.co.uk for a small investment.
Okay, thank you.
I'm out. You nearly went on Dragon's Den once, didn't you?
Almost, yeah. We turned them down, to be honest.
Yeah, you actually turned them down. Isn't that something? Dwayne Keywood's company turned down Dragon's Den. Dwayne Keywood said to Dragon's Den, I'm out. We're going to earn a few bob on the 50-50. It's up to 500 quid right now. Murphy drops it behind. Matthew Myers loses an edge. Come on, Goody, you've got nothing to do except the equipment now. You can concentrate.
Smart move.
Up the glass and off the netting. In case we don't get a chance to cover it. If a defenseman flicks it over the glass, automatic delayed penalty call, yeah. But not from behind the red line anymore. Neutral doesn't count. You have to be behind the blue line and guilty of the offence before you get 2 minutes.
But she remembers the Battle of Britain.
Mark Garside's shot was off target. The young Scot flicked by Jade Galbraith right into the path of Dustin Sprout. His shot is sticked and padded to the glass behind the net, but it's coming, it's bouncing round. Broken stick for Corey Nielsen. I think that's our first broken stick of the season. I'll have to pay for that. He's Mason.
How times have changed, Gary. You mean these guys don't buy their own sticks?
No.
Wow.
And some of them can be really fussy. We've got high hopes for these combat sticks. It's like a new deal. You know, we've gone with the combat deal pretty much across the board. And they fill, every curve, every length, every flex, everything. You know? So it's a pretty good deal as long as it works out. And as I say, at the moment, we've just got the one break so far this season. 2 at practice. So that's 3 sticks in 2 periods and something like 20 practice sessions. I can live with that. Yeah. Well, Mr. Black can.
Winning shot every one of the pucks, proudly sponsored by Bulls.
6:40 to go. 33 minutes and 20 seconds gone. We're tied at 2. Feels like we're in the lead because we've come from 2-0 down. Of course, it is only a 2-2 scoreline. Belfast want to kind of settle the ship now, don't they, after the way this period's gone. McDonald makes some room. Actually doesn't play the puck. The stretch from Colin Shields sends him away for it. Danny Myers stretches and gets to it. It bounces over McDonald's stick. Good play. And Penner tries the long-range effort. There's a glove save and Murphy stays on. Top of the puck, but Penner still drives the net. He's like a bull without a china shop.
Yeah, he's looking like he could just, excel at another bout.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's going to be the... Oh, look at that high stick in the face from Prudden on Matt Myers. They obviously decided they need to stop him. I wonder if it was Prudden he dumped on his backside in the first period. Oh, Hoffman makes a mess of that. Then tries to throw the big hit on Matt Myers. He's a big, strong kid, the Welsh lad. Needs a haircut, though.
It's West Coast, Gary.
He was in Johnstown,
Malibu.
for goodness. He was in Johnstown and Bakersfield. Don't tell me that was glamorous. There's no surf there. There's more surf near where I am. Oh, Beauregard just can't reach it.
Offside.
And then he's blown down for offside. What a bad call by the man from the bank, Scott Dalgleish. .5:36 to go, second period, sponsored by Redbox Recorders. Shots on goal even from the first period, 13-12. Panthers have had the edge this period so far. They lead the period by a 1-0, and the game is tied at 2, as I say. Sproat does well, battles hard. Clarkey gave it away a bit cheaply there, though. Peacock uses the boards to get it in. Dan Welch is on a chase mission for it. Oh, Danny Myers. Bad giveaway. Did some good things in the first period. We won't be putting that one on the highlight reel. Myers slams the brakes on Garside, protecting one route out. Back to Myers. Flicked down the boards by Lepin. Jade Galbraith. Oh, cuts inside. Jade Galbraith shoots, blocker save. David Clark, deliberate. Penalty shot, ref Shuley. He threw himself to knock the net off its moorings. And the ref's saying nothing. The goalie was down, he was only helping the goalie union. Bad call, referee. There are far better driving instructors in Edinburgh than you.
Fantastic move by Galbraith on the blue line, Gary.
We should be all over referee Murray Hansen like a rat right now. Instead, it's the Belfast Giants saying, good call, ref, good call, ref. If one team comes up to you and says, good call, ref, you know, that doesn't mean it was a good call. A lie's still a lie just because you believe it. Ooh, that was a bit profound.
Confucius say.
Between and Panthers get it out. Good attack by Nottingham, as Dwayne Keywood said. Oh, good work, Matt Myers. David Beauregard in and out of the glove, then he's tripped.
It was tripped.
Literally, with a leg. Ian McDonald was trying the blast, was it? No, it was Billy Ryan. I'll get used to these new guys, you know. Benedict keeps it in the zone, tries to stick handle down the right wing. Matt Myers is with him. Cook with the blast, sticked upstairs, stick to Rosed, which is occupied, as are the majority of seats tonight.
It's a confident start by Kowalski, the goalie, Gary.
Well, after he let 2 goals in, I said at the time, if you remember, he's let 2 goals in. I think he's playing well. I like him. I think he's going to keep us on the edge of our seats. He's a busy bee.
He's pulled off some fantastic. It's just subtly so confident and.
We've not noticed Jade as much this period. Colin Hemingway can't get the shot away. Gleed couldn't, he's twisted and turned. Young Lakovitz making a nuisance of himself. Enough so to half free up the puck. It's fed to the back though. Right fed to the front by Prudden. It's a foot race. It's young Lakovitz, he's got no help. Poke checked by Colin Hemingway, who then rims it. It'll be picked up and neutralised by Nottingham with 3:30 to go, second period, 2-2 the score. Oh, Corey Nielsen's given it away. He's paid the price. Penner did enough to spoil the pass, and Welch has gone for it, but he's surrounded by black shirts, but he's done enough to get it to Garside. Back to the front. Welch trying to find a backhand shot. Kowalski's gone down. Bounces around on a half-block shot. Nielsen gets it to the boards, but Belfast have it in the corner. Here's Garside, soft shot, bounces around. It's loose. The pad's there in the way. Corey Nielsen is being kind. Referee has to say, look, Corey Nielsen could drill him. It's fair game, there's no whistle. Corey Nielsen's not that kind of bloke, so the whistle has to go.
Should the puck not come outside, Gary?
Well, we weren't exactly pinning him, were we? That Gila Pin can drop the gloves as well. He reminds me of someone if you go on the YouTube on the internet. Can throw him with both.
And how is he?
Good, he's good. Yeah. Doing well at university.
Tell him not to be late Monday morning, please.
Oh, is he working for you next week? Yeah, well, can you give him enough time on the journey so he doesn't have to break the speed limit? Not that he ever would do that,
no.
Your Honour.
No.
But
So
one of your other drivers might.
Put a new set of tyres on the van after he's finished.
Well, a little bit of pressure from Belfast, but Nottingham weather it. 2:30 to go, second period. Panthers have taken the period thanks to that short-handed goal from Beauregard so far. Right, here's Danny Myers. Off the glass. Oh, it bounced so. Galbraith, who we were talking about, wide open. Just needed someone to get their head up and get the big pass out to him. Because the Belfast Giants will not pay this guy attention at their own peril. Sproat leans on his man, frees the puck, but Belfast react first. Jeff Mason with Colin Hemingway at point. Steve Lee tries to rub his man out. Puck's brought right to the front.
Oh, well done.
Matt Myers makes a nuisance of himself. Protects the puck carrier. And Clark, I don't think he meant to play that. I think he was just trying to get his stick in the right position.
Icing.
All right, here's Corey Nielsen. Oh, good spot by the man from the bank. Oh, surprise, surprise. Taft, the equipment guy, is giving the officials a hard time.
With the Nottingham Panthers home bench, proudly sponsored by the official supporters club. Join the team.
They do it as much as Coventry, screaming for offsides and decisions from the bench. Especially Taft, the equipment guy. Further along the bench, the former Edinburgh coach, Doug Christensen, who with a very small budget took a sixth-place team over 3 years to sixth place. But he's a lovely bloke and he's a good coach. And further along, Rob Stewart, we saw him play for a few teams. Still lives, I think he's married to a Belfast girl, lives there. And on our bench, it's Davy Graham. We'll have a look at Davy in a bit. I thought I saw him in the Bond film Moonraker earlier today, but then I realised it was Jaws. You know, looked a bit like him though. And I hope if we need it, we'll see some Jaws action. Belfast seem to be able to talk to the referee more than any other team. through traffic, just off target from Lepin. Myers protects it. Myers keeps it in. Bow to the front, right across, Matthew Myers mid-air. A la Randall Webber does brilliantly. Just didn't quite get it in the net. Matt Myers is having a good game tonight. He was out of sorts. Not out of sorts, it was first game back, bit of nerves and what have you. Prudden's made a point of going after him. Was it Prudden that got dumped on his bottom? We think it was. And he's taken exception to the Alice hair-banded Matthew Myers. But Myers is winning the battle. He wasn't as good as he has been against Tilburg. He was a bit rusty, but he didn't get a lot of ice time last year. And he would compare this rink to the Johnstown Chiefs by comparing our marketing success with, what should we say? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to compare it to. I've got a phrase I want to get in, so I'm going to crowbar it in right now.
Don't be shy, Gary.
Now, the Johnstown Chiefs rink was apparently about as much use as Anne Frank's drum kit. Welsh feeds it behind the net. Panthers need to concentrate. It's deflected. It's landed for Cook. He's got one already through traffic, but off target. We're in the last 30 seconds of the second period, sponsored by Redbox Recorder. Oh, bad play. He's calling both of them, and one of them's throwing a punch. Well, you know what? Stevie Lee might as well throw one back now.
No.
Dan Welsh must have thought Stevie Lee wasn't looking. Roughing against each of them. Is he calling them coincidentals? Is he putting them on the new score clock? Well, they're both up on the board, so we're going 4-on-4. Will that suit the Panthers, sponsored by the GMB, or will it suit the Belfast Giants, sponsored by Aer Lingus? Going to be a tight league this year, Dwayne.
It'll be nice.
Excuse me, Dwayne. Good save. Shot through traffic, and K-Wall dropped down, took it right in the middle of the chest, and held it like a good slip fielder should, with his hands around it and pulled it into the body. Good job.
And again, you sense it's going to be a tight league. That'll be good because it'll really make them have to open up towards the end of the season, see who really wants the league.
The problem last year was we did good against the top teams.
Yeah.
We stuffed Sheffield, our big rivals. Odorant Dummetuant. Let them hate, so long as they fear. The new catchphrase for Sheffield and Coventry. I told Paul Thompson that tonight, and he did. To be fair, he said, "What a great phrase! I wish I'd thought of that." I said, "But we're not frightened of you."
No.
You know. There's the hooter. The problem last year, just to finish what I was saying, was we tended not to be as good against the teams lower down the standings. But that's where the Whitley boy comes in behind the bench. 40 minutes gone, sponsored by Redbox. It's Panthers 2, Giants 2.
Congratulations to Beth Redbox, who will earn 60.
Hopefully 20 minutes to come in this cracking opening league game of the season in front of just over 5,300 people tonight. 5,300 people. Eat your hearts out, Sheffield, Belfast, Cardiff, Coventry, Hull, Dundee, Braehead and Edinburgh, as well as Newcastle. It's going to be a good season, though.
Yeah, a lot of clubs will be envious if they got that over 3 games.
Well, that was the point Captain Danny Myers was making to me, that our crowd for an open training session would be a good night for some teams. Bounces off the boards. Lands kindly for Zion. He likes to get forward. He winds up for the big shot, and it's in and out of the glove. He's got it again. He's banged from the side. Galbraith just about gets back to cover for him. Everyone changes. Panthers get fresh legs out onto the blue line. It was Matt Myers coming across. Corey Nielsen turns away from the forechecker. Puck evades the second forechecker, Hemingway. Nice feed to Beauregard. Beauregard has to Fire it late, cleverly plays it off the boards to Matt Myers. Matt Myers fires stupidly straight into the pads. He's done something wrong now. He's got a chance to put it right. Back door. David Beauregard puts the GMB Nottingham Panthers into the lead. And if you'll pardon the phrase, did you see that in your commentary booth? Did you see that? The guy you absolutely berated in your column. Did you see that? I hope that's the game-winning goal. I would love that to be the game-winning goal.
Well, Gary, Myers redeemed himself there because it wasn't a clever shot into the pads, but he literally picked up the rebound, put it into the corner, and from that, the guy scored. So, yeah, he's...
Not only has he scored, not only has he put it in the lead, he stuck it to that man besotted with his own self-importance. That brought a shuggle of the shoulders from Steve Wilkinson. He likes that phrase, don't you, Steve? You like that, yeah.
Goal for the Panthers.
Panthers take the lead from 2-0 down. Paul Thompson's watching. He's here at the Sky Crew. Mason put the stick in, but not nastily. Give him his due. He gets forward, that D-man, though, Jeff Mason. Where does he come from? He comes from Massachusetts. Half the Belfast team come from Massachusetts. I think it must be a suburb of Donegal. It's a different Massachusetts from the one in America. Kalamazoo, and he's got Coast and German too. He was at Heilbronner. I thought that was the woman married to Adolf Hitler myself, was that? Eva Braun, that one, wasn't it? Yeah. Have I used the phrase about as much use as Anne Frank? Yes, I have, haven't I?
Yes,
I'm going to use it again, though. Steve Wilkinson's going to be fed up with that phrase. It's going to take over from his pocket. Got a new phrase to do with pockets, though, today. Put it on the website. Get to Panthers games early. Paul says, go in, have a drink, have a burger, whatever. But make sure you've got your ticket tucked in your pocket. You don't want to be standing in that queue when the first puck drops in case Alex Penner brings it forward a face-off next time. Corey Nielsen makes some room for himself. Oh, Matthew Myers ruled offside. I think he put the trailer leg back out.
He's having a good game, Matt Myers, Gary.
Having a cracking game.
Yeah.
Back to his best.
Him and Galbraith.
I've not seen him play this well since he was on one of my favourite all-time lines. I don't care what people say about parentage and what have you. The best work I ever saw Matt Myers doing was when he had Steve Simoes on one wing and Paul Moran on the other wing. And they hustled and bustled.
Yeah.
In 3 games, they drew 20, I think it was 26 power plays out of the opposition in 3 games. And their reward for that was to be gassed, which I thought was ludicrous. Steve Simoes, great lad. And it was cheap. Yeah. I'll be honest with you as well, he wasn't expensive and he had a Portuguese passport, so you didn't have the expensive ITCs and stuff. Yeah. He was an easy player and he was a good guy and he just hustled and bustled.
No, I was a big fan of Simoes. I've always been a big fan of number 41, 42. 42?
Yeah, 42.
42. Big fan.
All right, Panthers with the puck. Ian McDonald. I hope they were talking about Joe Thornton, the NHLer, when they said he'd remind us of Joe Thornton. He's played a lot better tonight than I think he did against Tilburg last week. One of the suggestions from one, and don't take this as gospel, but just one person who Corey talked to said, well, there's a bit of a motivational problem. Sometimes he thinks it's too easy and he wants to be pushed. Well, I guess 5,300 and something people have pushed him tonight because he's had a good game. I think Sproat's had an excellent game. Myers has played good. Galbraith's played good. Belfast Giants have played good. Kowalski's played good. Murphy's played good. Benedict's been his usual self. Prudden got sidetracked a little bit with Matt Myers throwing the big hit. David Clark got the first. Look at that clever play by Galbraith. Sproat didn't quite get to it in time. A little bit of tripping. Oh, it bounces behind David Clark. Colin Hemingway. I've not noticed brother Brett much. I'll tell you who's the older brother in a minute. I think it's Brett. One's 30, one's 27. Colin's the older brother. Brett's the baby of the family. Colin used to make Brett do things when they were younger. Matt Myers, blind backhand pass. Don't work, son. Don't work at under 10s. Won't work in the seniors. Myers gets back, though, tries to make amends. Here come the Belfast Giants. We've lost a middle infiltration patch. One of the Panthers' short sponsors. Oh, great pass. Great pass. And for the third time tonight, Belfast end up in the back of the net. That's Gleed. John Gleed, 26. Coast and last year Bridgeport in the EIHL, as I've told you. He was a Montreal draft pick. Not fit. That's the best hit he's thrown tonight, though. He nailed that goal. And as for the middle infiltration patch coming off the shorts, Goody can get his sewing kit out and get it back on for the next shift. He was very proud of the fact that he hand sewed all those patches on. We used to have shorts with Velcro patches. You just stuck them on. You sewed the Velcro to the patch and stuck the patch on and ripped them off. He's sewn them all on by hand. For sewing, he's about as much use as Anne Frank's drum kit when it comes to sewing. Corey Nielsen. A good play by the Belfast Giants to get in front of him. Penner can't help out. He's Craig Peacock. Dad used to play for us.
Oh, penalty.
It'll be Penner going for hooking.
Yeah.
Interference. Don't say anything or he'll upgrade you. I think that was a harsh penalty. I think I can name half a dozen or more driving schools in Edinburgh that don't include the word Hanson Brothers. That would be a heck of a driving school, wouldn't it? The Hanson Brothers from Slapshot. They'd be on that. Have you seen it? Is it called Gears and Tears or something on the BBC? A show about stock car racing. Oh, what a bunch of sportsmen they are. Some of them, bless them, make darts players look quite energetic. Shields was all alone at the back door. David Clark only just realised in time and didn't get to him in time, but Kowalski saved everyone's blushes. 15:29 to go, sponsored by Red Box Recorders. 1:51 to go on the power play to Belfast. Belfast's chance to turn man advantage into an equalising goal. Sprout battles at the face-off with Shields. Shields comes out on top in the end. Bayrak back to the blue line, big blast, block it away. Rebound comes to Colin Hemingway and he slaps it into the wrong part of the rink. Myers turns on it cleverly and rags the biscuit to safe neutral waters where there are no sharks. And the Giants took an age to get back there, forging their own causeway between our end and theirs.
Too much Geographic over the summer, Gary. Or what?
I was thinking Ernest Hemingway.
Oh, okay.
Billy Ryan juggles with it. Steve Lee has time. And Corey Nielsen sends it down the ice after being teed up by Steve Lee after Billy Ryan did his juggling impression. Halfway through an important kill for the GMB Nottingham Panthers. They've come from 2-0 down to lead by 3-2. That Prudden is having a mare, isn't he?
Wow.
I'm touching wood while I say it, but they might be getting him a proper taxi.
That was a mile and a half offside.
And some. 14:25 to go. Earn your corn, Davy Graham on the bench. Keep him motivated, keep him going. Could be a big night if you play your cards right.
I was just saying, they're not spot betting on offsides in time either.
just leave that alone. I won't have any more on that. I've had the gags out of that, and they were gags. There was nothing illegal going on. Lepine finishes his hit. Myers rubs his man out on the boards. Lepine makes some room. Oh, between them, they just passed it to the front. Back door. Good sliding save from Kowalski. And Murray Hansen could have blown the whistle a few times there. He wants Belfast to equalise. If you were an unbiased observer, you might feel that. I know that's not the case, because Murray Hansen will never do that. Penner's out the box. Panthers back to full strength. And with 13:38 to go in this game, in the Elite League, sponsored by Red Box Recorders, Ian Worthington, his family and his staff are here on block. watching the biggest first game elite crowd of the league's history. And Panthers have got their noses in front. Corey Nielsen protects the puck, tries to backhand it across. He's got Garside and Welsh around him and still gets the puck across. Dustin Sproat did well. Jade Galbraith tries to go the long way around. You know, that was no less of a hook than what Penner called for, because Penner's big and strong. Oh, you've got to call him. Steve Lee tries to overcook it. Galbraith half wins it, but loses it. Good sticking from Corey Nielsen, makes amends. We're bound to watch the clock in a one-goal game. 13:09 to go. 13 minutes and 9 seconds. I think there was some first night nerves out there for the GMB Panthers.
Now it's okay. Who's not going to take the cheap penalties? I think that's what it's going to boil down to, Gary.
And what I'm hoping to see as we run down a game like this is Davey taking real charge of the bench. Yeah. You know, and maybe Myers takes more draws and Myers and Sproat take the draws to make sure we get it. And you know, at the end of a period last week, even against Tilburg, I noticed he closed the period out when Tilburg had a little flurry. And he closed it out with Zion and Nielsen on the ice together. Yeah. They hadn't played together other than maybe a few shifts on a power play. There were hardly any penalties called. But what I'm saying is he made sure that went through the crease. I don't think they've changed that rule. That's not one of the rule changes I've ever come across. I think the referee's arguing it has. Maybe that rule changed last year and nobody bothered to tell us. Sorry, I was just a bit bemused there by what was happening, folks. But yeah, we closed the period out. And I always say you put your best guys out on the ice last minute, 2 minutes. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. And if anyone's going to... Oh, good hit by the linesman. I've always said he's a good linesman. Now he's let them off offside, but the other linesman noticed it. Prudden and Matt Myers. Matt Myers has knocked Prudden off his game. Matt Myers is laughing at him. And Prudden has been knocked off his game completely tonight. Good job, Matt Myers. Good first game back in competitive action for the GMB Nottingham Panthers.
That Prudden looks like he's in the wrong league tonight, Gary.
He's from Massachusetts, just outside Donegal. 28. He was at Vegas in the coast last year, and he had 25 games in Finland 2 years ago, I think. Not the top flight. Yeah, Lepin's not doing well. Not doing too bad, is he, for a guy that's only had the one training session while everyone else has had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, about 14, 15. Probably more when I think about it. Oh, and that's not a bad shot. Oh, someone's getting a bit above themselves with your little Dustin Sproat.
No, this guy's it's going to be a long season, a tight season, like you said, so they may as well stand up and be counted now, Gary. Game 1.
It's going to be a long season against the Belfast Giants, the Coventry Blaze, the Sheffield Steelers. Oh, Dwayne's getting his tickets out. £714 the prize on the 50-50. I'll just say that again, £714. That's like a playoff prize. Giveaway by the Giants. Corey Nielsen can't quite get control. He's giving it away. Shields. Big save by Kowalski. Stands his ground. Stays a long way out. Lepin rubs his man all the way back. And Benedict has a good look at Lepin and thinks, no.
No.
He thinks, no, monsieur. No. Je ne fancy la pas. That's French for I don't fancy that.
7-6-6-7.
Have you got it, Dwayne?
No.
You're nowhere near it, son. But thanks for contributing towards a prize of 714 quid. My goodness. There are a couple of teams in the EPL would take that as gate receipts. Oh, Panthers work it out. No panic. Lakovic Spins and turns backhand, gives it away, tries to go and get it back off Garside. Garside dumps it in. Kowalski comes and uses the glass. It bounces around. Nottingham shuffle it forward. Here's Jonathan Zion. He has a look. He leads the line. He has a look. He's got no cover at the back, but he's frozen his own tracks at the blue line. It's tipped to the corner by 5 for the Belfast Giants. John Gleed. It was John Glenn that they made the film about, wasn't it? The Right Stuff and all of that. I'm not so sure John Gleed is the right stuff, especially when he flew it the back of his own net. Shot, blocker save from Ian McDonald. Deceptive shot. Looked like he was going to make the pass and ripped a shot on target. David Graham calls for a line change on the fly, but Lakovitz and Penner have other ideas. Lakovitz makes his way. Penner's just come. Matt Myers tries to make room for the shot. It's gone the backboards. It's loose. Penner puts the stick in. Matt Myers backhand just wide. Belfast scrambling. Get it clear through Mason, but only up the boards. And then they try to sweep it down the ice. Matt Myers keeps it in the attack zone. Now Bayrak has more chance. Bayrak, that sounds like Baywatch. And we now come on to a little bum 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 music, which I nicked from Baywatch. Here's Bayrak, too slow. Question of who's going to be who's going to have the most fitness. We played last weekend. They played the previous Wednesday, so they just had training for 10 days. Stevie Lee, speculative, opportunist shot, and it went right up in the air, was juggled, but unlike a Pakistani slip fielder, Stephen Murphy held on to it. What? What are you shaking your head for, Wilkinson, behind the camera lens?
Yeah, that's the next play, Gary. Next play.
Didn't see the signal. I'm sorry, of course we're going to take the mickey out of him for doing that. How ridiculous. Allegedly falling for, I mean, but I've got to say, if if at the end of the day, those allegations were by any chance proven to be correct, I got to take my hat off to that bloke at the News of the World. He's the best tabloid undercover reporter you'll ever read. I bought the paper because of that story last week, and I read every word, Dwayne. With my background in journalism, I just couldn't put the paper down. And what I was reading, I was thinking, I can't believe this bloke. I just can't believe the story. But I like the defence. It might not yet be true.
No.
Allegedly. So some say. All right, 10 minutes and 3 seconds to go. And right now, David Beauregard is making you-know-who eat his words. With a large dose of garlic on the side. Myers doesn't get it forward where he wants to, tries to win it back. Here come Belfast, they tip it on. Colin Shields winds up, big shot, deflected. It could have gone anywhere. It went into the lobster pot of Craig Kowalski.
The home team are still in the lead. Let's check those decimal levels with the Roarometer. Fans of the GMB Nottingham Panthers, make noise!
The Roarometer on the new clock's not going top. It's not gone to the highest level, but it's pretty loud in here. Lepin to Nielsen. Oh, that wasn't an elbow from Brandon Benedict, was it? That was the guy who was trying to hire you last week. He probably got you a pay rise in Belfast, and that's how you repay him. Belfast probably had to put their hand in the pocket to keep him. But just for the sake of it, I've got to... he stayed because of his schooling in Belfast, but we've got fabulous support from the University of Derby here. It sounds strange to have support from down the road, but we have got support from University of Derby, and the boys, I was talking to the likes of Dustin Sproat and Billy Ryan, they're looking forward to continuing their education with that British University tag on it. Dan Welsh went down like a sack of you-know-what. Panthers work it to the front, soft backhand, bounces around. Eventually a stick comes in, and Belfast get it out, but it's still in there. Lakovitz, can he spin and shoot? No, he looks for a pass, throws it to the front, off a back heel of John Gleed. Not the right stuff. John, not the right stuff, Gleed. Penner lets it run. Gleed bumps him quietly. Nielsen bumps Mason quietly. Belfast get it down the ice. Giants looking for a change on the fly. Mason's gone right in and fallen over. Maybe it's the ice in that corner. Maybe it's a bit slippy. Kowalski with a poke check. Spoils Garside's attempt to get the puck to a teammate or on target. Intercepted by
2-on-1.
McDonald. He's got Lakovitz riding with him. McDonald looks to the backhand pass and plays it just behind Bobby Lakovitz. Don't know if Robert Lakovitz has ever been called Bobby Lakovitz. He is now. Might have to get the old Paper Lace song out about Billy Don't Be a Hero. But, you know, I heard it on an oldie station this afternoon on the way in. And I thought, this could be Billy Ryan's song. And then I thought, well, actually, we do want him to be a hero. Oh, what a dreadful pass by Belfast. And what was Seeley doing standing 3 yards outside the blue line anyway when his side needs to put some pressure on? Now he's got them offside, so that's an easy pickup for Nottingham, and Clark gives it to Jonathan Zion with 8 minutes to go in this game, sponsored by Red Box Recorders. Sproat turns inside, sidesteps the hit from Benedict, but the puck lands kindly with Brett Hemingway. He over-stick handled it, but managed to recover and got it to the bedmaster, Seeley. He's got it into the corner. Sproat sees it late, gets to it. Clever backhand. Had a look, saw what was on, nothing. Turned it to where there was no one, knowing Nottingham would get to it first. Steve Lee's got it down. Hoffman picks it off, though, and sends it board to board. Panthers steal it, centre ice. David Clark just can't get that bouncing bomb of a diagonal pass for the advancing Billy Ryan. I don't know that Steve Lee meant to leave that for Danny Myers. He's making it look like he did. Cover that. It was like one of those guys that's running for the bus, doesn't get there in time, then pretends he didn't want it after all. Ooh, Cleed left a leg out.
Well, Belfast are looking a little perturbed right now, Gary.
Yeah, but there's always only one shot in it. They're going to pull their keeper at some point. What will that lead to? The Belfast bench has gone quiet, but it's because Taft, the equipment guy, is working on a skate at the far end, so he's not there to berate the linesman. Dan Welsh rubbed out by Danny Myers. Danny Myers has gone down, he's sitting on the puck, and then he hand passes it. You're allowed to in your own zone, and Guillaume Lepin brings it forward for Nottingham. It ricochets around, no icings to be the call. 6.5 minutes to go. Panthers fans getting going. Belfast bring it forward. Prudden, only half hit by Steve Lee. Belfast have got numbers in the attack zone, but they're offside. And then there was a bit of a shot. Penner gives Cook a hug. Kowalski's giving him a number. Penner at the back. Kowalski was saying, watch. No, he wasn't. He might have been. Do you think he was giving him a number? You know, like something like, at the handshake, I want you to drop him.
Fans of the GMB Nottingham Panthers, are you still with us today?
6:18 to go, 6 miles and a little bit to go, folks. GMB Panthers lead by 3-2. David Clark's again tries to float one, and it's just not going to go through all those Forrester sticks. Prudden loses possession. Nielsen bangs it, him to the boards. It's ricocheted around off the side of the net, not off the post, and it's cleared over the blue line. Seeley sends it out. I better tell you something about that Seeley. He's 31. He's from Powell River in British Columbia. An LA draft pick in '97. Where was he last year? Manchester Monarchs. Oh, big glove save by Stephen Murphy to deny David Clark's second goal of the game. The big guy Seeley has spent the last 3 years in Austria, and he has a lot of AHL experience at the Manchester Monarchs in the AHL. They've got, on paper, a very strong side. Someone not a million miles away looking through the lens of the camera keeps sending me text messages from Ice Hockey Central saying, oh, they're putting together a Super League team. Well, some of them are good enough. Prudden isn't, and their Brits aren't. You know, they've lost the brother of Kevin Phillips, Dave Phillips, or whichever way around it is. They haven't got a Phillips on defence now. So Graham Walton, who you haven't seen tonight, is their British defenceman. Well, incredibly, Graham Walton, let me wait till you hear this one. He's now 28 years of age and he hasn't quite cracked it yet. I know it's not easy in Belfast. Zion comes across, plays his man.
Oh, good.
Big foot in the way from Danny Myers, and he goes to collect the loose puck behind the net. He's given the penalty because that was in his own zone. It's gone straight over the glass.
And I'll tell you, that was such an important play down here, Gary.
Just needed simple play. Needed a simple play. All right, is this the last kick of the cat for the Belfast Giants? Danny Myers sits for 2 minutes in the Solutions for Accounting home penalty box. We've got 5:20 to go. For the next 2 of those minutes, GMB Nottingham Panthers will be short-handed. Big quandary, do you take your time out? Give the boys a bit of rest, but it also gives them a bit of a rest? Or do you think, I think at the moment Nottingham are looking the fitter side. Sproat wins the draw, Nottingham get it round the boards and out. I think at the moment I wouldn't take my time out because I think we're looking sharper than Belfast Giants.
Gary, I agree with you. Like I said earlier, when I said they were looking a little perturbed, they were disorganised. I think that might be down to fitness.
Good interception by the Brussels Sproat. Then he hits him on the boards, frees up the puck, and Corey Nielsen sends it down the ice. Steve Lee comes on defence with Jonathan Zion on penalty kill duty. We've got McDonald and Matthew Myers up front. I remember reading in a newspaper, a local newspaper, that Matthew Myers has completely changed his skating style. I don't know who thinks that's the case, you know. Well, a man in the crease, perhaps. Kowalski just puts his pad up to say, what the heck do you think you're doing in my office without an appointment?
Now go away.
Which Hemingway was that? That was Colin Hemingway. I'm surprised they don't put the Hemingways on together. No, I mean, you'd expect brothers to be able... Alex Penner's got a brother. He's a goalkeeper. Yeah, and Ice Hockey Central sent me a text as soon as we lost Kevin St. Pierre to retirement saying, I hear we're signing Alex Penner's brother. I didn't even know he was a goalie. I didn't even know the kid existed. Anyway, at the time, he was talking to a certain Mr. Richardson. But he isn't their goalie either. Anyway, I think everyone thinks one Penner on the team's enough. Let's hope it stays the way of 2 Hemingways isn't enough. Good float down the ice. Billy Ryan tries to get the hips going. We're more than halfway through the penalty kill. Go on, Billy, keep fishing, son, now get back. Belfast Giants bring the puck forward. They've got 30 seconds of power play to go. He's Mason. Looking to feed Bayrak down the centre, doesn't. Flicks it to the far boards. Prudden goes after it, and he's snotted on the glass by Lepin, who's now got 2 players pinned, and Sproat comes in, pulls the puck out, sends it down the ice, and we're changing with Nielsen coming off on D. Glove save. Kowalski puts it down and flicks it down the ice. He got a goal last year, Kowalski. So if Murphy gets pulled, Panthers kill the penalty. We got 3 miles to go, and we lead by 3 goals to 2. If they pull Murphy, don't be surprised if we see Kowalski lobbing one right down the ice, having a go. I think did Robbins ever score a goal for us? He throws himself across, but the shot was wide. Benedict getting help. He's Benedict again. Brett Hemingway goes to the front of the crease, right to the front, and he scored from inside the crease. He's right inside the crease, but Steve Lee wasn't doing his job. Dustin Sproat had lost his man. John Zion wasn't placed well. We got 3-3 on the board.
I mean, they did so fantastically well containing that power play, but then they just couldn't recover. They just couldn't get it. They were hemmed in their end zone with full strength.
A forward should have been with him. He should have had the handcuffs on him. Giants get it back to 3-3 with 2:47 to go in this one. Sponsored by Redbox Recorders, and they take their time out. Oh, there's some grim faces around this building. For goodness sakes, we've seen a fabulous game. We've got less than 3 minutes to go. We're not losing. We're drawing by 3 goals to 3 against the team that Ice Hockey Central said was going to run away with this league and win it by Christmas. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't Ice Hockey Central. He was reporting on the man besotted by his own self-importance. Whatever. Big crowd is quiet. You can't play music during a timeout. Corey doing the talking, Davey doing the listening along with the players.
I was going to say, do the French Canadians on the team, can they understand a Geordie?
Probably not.
Okay.
I think we only got the two though this year, haven't we? In Beauregard and Le Pin. All right, big draw, Matthew Myers, 2:47 to go. No one will be pulling the goalie now because Elite League games, if tied, go to overtime and penalty shootout. Benedict trying to stop Beauregard, get there, doesn't. Belfast offside. Nielsen has the puck and gives it to Le Pin. Ryan tips it. Matt Myers goes search and destroy, rubs his man out on the boards. That was Richard Seeley. Nielsen and Benedict sticks him. Now you can't throw both out. All Corey Nielsen did was finish his hit. Fair game. Benedict then spears him and Corey Nielsen gets 2 minutes. Maury Hansen's frightened he's going to lose control. Don't forget he did once when Sheffield played.
Yeah, on the strength of that unbiasedly, in my opinion, it was a bad call. A bad call. Like you say, Nielsen finished his hit off, the other guy retaliated, they both go off. No, let's not rock the boat.
Now you're coming out with the song titles. What we've got right now is the start of sudden death overtime. We're on 4-on-4. Yeah. In 2 minutes time we'll have 27 seconds of 5-on-5, and if the score doesn't move round, we'll still be back on 4-on-4 for sudden death overtime. Prudden wins the draw, Clark gets a stick in, it deflects upstairs, and we'll have a face-off in the zone. So Steve Lee's going to get shifts at a time in a game when you might not have expected to see Steve Lee on the ice, but because Corey Nielsen's in the box, you need 2 D-men. That's going to be Steve Lee, Danny Myers, John Zion, and Guy Lepine at various times through the next 2 minutes till the man with the plan comes back out. Cook can't get to that one, even though Hemingway wins the draw. So Belfast can probably cope better with the loss of Benedict than Nottingham can with the loss. Good save by Kowalski on the short side from Prudden. They can probably cope better with the loss of a forward than Nottingham can the loss of one of their favourite D-men. A D-man already picked by the coaches at the Elite League All-Star game against the Boston Bruins in October in Belfast. Corey's was the first name on the team sheet. Matt Myers to win the draw. Nice if we did it in regulation because it stops Belfast getting a point. But that's a big ask.
Last 2 minutes of play in the third period, the final 2 minutes.
Danny Myers skates down, gets it in, flicks it off the boards. Galbraith can't win it. Shields has a chance to clear it, flicks it forward, and Belfast do come forward. But the most forward player circles Welsh, tries to feed it and only gives it away, and it's into the legs of Galbraith. Can he get to it first? Yes, he can. He controls it, knocks it out of the air, makes some room for himself, plays it back. Then he needs to go and get on the iron lung and send a fresh one on. Beauregard, he's got 2. Oh boy, wouldn't we like a hat-trick from David Alexander. 70 seconds to go, folks. It's 3-3. Blistering first game, fabulous first game. Good scrap. Panthers come from 2-0 down to lead 3-2. Now Belfast to come back to tie the game, and we've got 60 seconds to go. These guys come out of the box in 30 seconds. Steve Lee gets it in deep off the back glass. Bounces around, Zion's gone right in. Belfast just flick it down the ice. Steve Lee goes back for it. 15 seconds till Benedict comes out of the box. Both sides look like they've settled for overtime, sudden death variety. This is, in effect, sudden death overtime. Danny Myers gets it forward, gets it into the attack zone. Panthers whistle down for offside. 6 seconds to go on the penalties, 33 seconds to go on the game. Sponsored by Red Box Recorders and tied at 3 apiece.
Well, you said earlier, Gary, it was going to be a tight league this year, and you're not going to get much tighter than this tonight.
Well, someone's going to have 2 points. But will the opposition get a point? It's flicked forward, kicked out of mid-air by Galbraith. Sides back to full strength. Turned inside. David Clark's onside, shoots. Murphy doesn't know where it is. It's underneath him. And eventually the D-man comes in and helps him cover it up. And with 19.9 seconds to go, we're at 3-3 and 5-on-5 in manpower strength. No one's going to pull anybody. There's a point on the line. I'd do a Dodie Wood right now on that face-off though. Just shoot. He did it all season long and he only got 1 goal, but that would be a good time to get one. Well, Welsh making a mess of the face-off. Everyone confused by what's happening. Panthers get it back to Corey Nielsen, but he can't pull the trigger. Off to Clark. Clark into the feet. Not a good shot off the boards. Belfast half have it. Welsh chips it forward, only as far as Clark. 6 seconds. David has a look at the clock. Can't get his shot away. Flicks one forward. Here comes the Hooter folks. We're going to sudden death overtime. So, the very least we've got is a point. But after 60 minutes of hockey, sponsored by Redbox Recorders and watched by over 5,300 people, we're tied at 3-3.
At the end of that period, the scores are still tied. There will be a
We didn't go to sleep, we didn't have a power nap, but just to tell you the technicalities of it, for television, Steve has to put a new tape in his camera, so we don't talk while he's swapping the tapes, even though the DVDs continue running.
And the Claws back in action next Saturday here in the finest arena in the country. We take on the Caribbean Devils.
5 minutes of sudden death. Who'd you fancy, Dwayne?
Well, if I was a gambling man, I'd put £1 on the Panthers. They
Did you say if I was a gambling man or if I was a Pakistani cricketer then?
Well, my pound would have been on about 2 weeks ago. But no, the guys look sharper. They do look fitter, and they're hungry. They came. In all fairness, Belfast came back.
Right now, though, if you go along the 2 benches, both sets of players look a bit exhausted, as you'd expect them to at the end of the first game. And then on our bench, David Graham, one of the fans gave him a new tie in gold, red and black stripes. It's in the team colours. But I'm in that fashionable suit with no tie, but a nice shirt style of dress at the moment, Dwayne. And I've got a full wardrobe of gold ties. All right, here we go. We could do with the fans getting behind it. Dustin Sproat wins the all-important first draw. Sproat, Clark up front. Myers backhands it across to Zion on defence. Of course, Kowalski in goal. Off the boards, can Nottingham get to it? They can, but Clark has to circle, backhands it forward into the feet of Myers. Myers flicks it forward, it's bounced through. John Zion's come from left D to right wing, and his shot was millimetres past the far post. Nottingham offside, they have to come out. Zion plays it, that'll come to the other end in sudden death, 4-on-4. We've had 27 seconds of action. First shot of sudden death, Panthers.
That shot from the right wing, Gary, wasn't a million miles out.
Let's try with a whole lot more volume and enthusiasm.
He likes to go forward.
Do we hear the roar of the GMB?
He was drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs in '99. He's had a short shift. He's back on the bench. Lee and Nielsen on now for Nottingham. Myers doesn't win the draw. Belfast through traffic, blocked by Nielsen. Shields in the corner. Steve Lee can't get to him in time. He gets the puck to Benedict. Benedict brings it back down the right wing track, turns it to the corner. Lee goes to mark his man. Galbraith turns it back to the corner. Safest place from that perspective. Benedict tries to fashion room out front, can't. dishes it off to Colin Shields. Colin Shields backhands it to Mason. Mason's missed a sitter right from the front door. It ricochets off a skate. Steve Lee had his stick under the stick of Benedict right in front. He wasn't going to get wood or fiberglass, whatever it is these days, titanium, something off Moonraker from Mr. Drax's factory, but he wasn't going to get it onto the rubber of the puck and get a goal. So they've had a shot on goal. We've had a shot just off target. Honours even so far, 55 seconds of sudden death overtime gone. We win the draw. Danny Myers steps in, helps it forward. Beauregard gets past the poke check, shoots, saved by Murphy. Chances 2-1 to Nottingham, 3-3 in goals on the board. I hate this, you know. I'd settle for it. I've told you before, I would, 60 minutes, if it's a draw, it's a draw.
I enjoy it. I think now...
But the fans like, I understand that, it's all part of the entertainment. If we want them to come back next week, maybe we should have one every week. I mean, I remember one of the owners wanted, whatever happened, to make it 3 points for a win and a point for the shootout. So you went to, you know, you got an extra point for the shootout, whatever happened in the game. He wanted a shootout every game. I think his second name was Disney. Panthers working it forward, no one's in front. Zion is tripped up from behind. Referee blows his whistle. Says he wasn't tripped, he fell. Zion's look, whatever he was saying, suggests he wasn't a victim of a self-inflicted fall.
No.
Ball puts a blade on the ice and whips it through your skates. You're going to fall on your bum, on your backside. All right, Dustin Sproat, can he win the draw? Belfast don't put the stick down. The away team has to set first for a face-off. That rule hasn't changed. Colin Hemingway has to step in and take the draw and wins it against Sproat. Here's Tim Cook, scored a goal so far tonight. Clark tries to cut him off, but he throws the pass out to the left wing. Hemingway, half swept off him by Zion, and he gets it the second time. Danny Myers uses the backboards twice and comes up with a puck. Had a good first period, having a good third period. Dustin Sproat flicks it inside. David Clark tries to wind up, can't get the shot away. Throws one to the back door. Zion had stopped skating and couldn't get there. He's got the puck now, though. Tries to take it round the back of the net. Feeds it out to Steve Lee at point. Steve Lee looks, shoots. David Clark can't get the shot away. Can Sproat keep it in the attack zone? Yes, he can, but he's under harassment and he needs to get off. They're sucking air in now, aren't they, these boys? They're in the 65th plus 67th minute of the game. First game of the season, first competitive game. It's hard work. Matt Myers tries to get across. Shields feeds it to the front. Benedict can't get a good shot away because Corey Nielsen's paying attention to him. Galbraith goes up to Benedict, tries to get it. Matt Myers dives, can't get the puck, but it's freed it up. It's come all the way through. Galbraith skates in. Is hooked from behind, takes Murphy down by accident. And I think the referee actually called that right. I think he saw it. 2:27 to go. We're halfway through sudden death overtime. You think this is heart-stopping. You think this is nail-biting. We're going to go to a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
The live people will be running out of time. We're not. We'll leave the DVD running. Don't see a lot of Hoffman, though, in tight situations for them, do you? Kowalski had it covered. Zion has to spin and turn. Ryan feeds it round the back. It's a foot race. Myers gets to it in time to get it to Billy Ryan. Billy Ryan can't keep possession. He's gone down on one knee. Belfast have the puck. Can they feed the front? Yes, they can, but it's tipped by David Beauregard. Great defensive play by the French-Canadian. It's gone down the ice. We're in the last 2 minutes of open play. Sponsored by Red Box Recorders. Here come the Giants. Fires it to the Panthers logo. Tipped off the body of Corey Nielsen. He can't get it into the attack zone. Belfast have another chance to send it forward. Prudden chips the wall. No one's gone in for it. Stevie Lee takes too long. Colin Hemingway gets a piece of it. Sproat protects the puck, then shuffles it forward and kicks it forward. David Clark, can he pull the trigger? No, he can't. Try to backhand so that trailing Dustin Sproat, the Brussels sprout, could get in there and cause a smell in the zone of the Belfast Giants. You know what I'm talking about, Dwayne Keywood.
Last minute of play in overtime.
We're in the last minute of overtime. Panthers have the puck deep in enemy territory. Sproat gets it across. David Clark with a blast. It's blocked early doors, early on its route to goal. And Belfast chip it forward. It's a foot race. Danny Myers can't get to it. Shields intercepted.
Come on.
Panthers steal it. Here's Jade Galbraith. Can he work some magic? He's called offside.
Oh.
Too many men. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 4 on. Someone maybe's got off. He's giving Belfast a power play with 37 seconds to go because of a change on the fly.
Gary, earlier on, just before the end of the game, they were the changing on the fly was so relaxed. They were more. It was more than 5 meters, let alone the meter and a half, and he let it go. And
Yeah, you got to let him cheat in sudden death overtime at the 65th minute.
Yeah.
In the 65th minute of the first game. That shows a lack of comprehension about what the whole game's about. I'd let Belfast get away with a cheat. Everyone should cheat on a change on the fly.
You know, it's like playoff ice hockey. You know, there are unwritten rules. You know, 30 seconds left in a game. You don't start calling penalties. Cheap penalty.
Now we'd settle for a penalty shootout. Little bit of a nod from Steve Wilkinson.
Mind you, I'm glad Hansen's a driving instructor, not an examiner, eh? You wouldn't want him on a bad day.
Have I mentioned he's not the best driving instructor in Edinburgh today? Well, Jade Galbraith's in the box. We've got Zion and Myers at the back, and Myers taking the draw. Good call on the draw, man. Myers doesn't win it though. Shields gets it back. Seeley back to Shields. It's 4 on 3. It's awkward. It's hard to practice it. Big shot, big save, even bigger save. That could be the save that you know what's a point, but don't say it. 26 seconds to go, 3-3 on the board. Dustin Sproat to win the draw. Doesn't. 2 draws in a row to Belfast. Seeley doesn't launch the big bomb from the blue line. Will he this time? Tries to make room for it. Feeds it out to Colin Shields. Back to Seeley. A little bit of an interception by Dustin Sproat. Not enough on it to get it away. Last 10 seconds of the game. Can Belfast have one last kick of the Panthers' cat? Colin Hemingway through traffic. Pad save. Kowalski dives on it. Great job by the K-Wall in the Panthers' net. His shirts came without a number on. Came with his name bar on and no number. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, where was the 3 and the 3? You know, I mean, it wasn't the wrong number. His shirts came, the man with no number, not no name. He had a name. Oh, Myers just tries to tie his man up. Big blast, save, goes to the corner. Kowalski's kept us in it. We're into a penalty shootout. At least that ridiculous penalty call from Murray Hansen hasn't determined the game. So it's 5 penalties each, then sudden death. You rotate the 5. Okay. My guess would be for us, Galbraith will definitely take 1. I think Billy Ryan will take 1. I think Zion will take 1. Clarkin will take the other 2. Beauregard, Matt Myers, Corey might take 1. Seriously, he's good at the penalty shootout. A lot, you know, I just like to see people pick that puck up and drive the net.
Who goes first, Belfast or Panthers?
I think Belfast have to go first because they're the visitors. And at the end of that open training session in the week, you know, you do the penalty shootout at the end, juice boy as the boys call it. Josh Ward was in it to the last round. But we're not going to see him in this.
a big, pretty, smiling face.
And to be honest, no disrespect, but I can't remember if Josh got his goals against Dan Green or Craig Kowalski.
And the nails have been tuned. It's up to you to assist your team, whether it's the opposition.
Well, TV couldn't have got a more exciting game to start with. We couldn't have got a more exciting game to start the season. But will it be 1 point or will it be 2? It feels like you've won a competition if you win a shootout. It feels like you've just lost the Stanley Cup in Game 7 when you don't. Fans are on the edge of the seats now, aren't they?
It's been a good advert for ice hockey tonight, Gary.
Good value for money.
Yeah, very good. 5-3 in the building, first game, and something to look forward to now all season.
Well, next home game Saturday.
Tell you what, I'd give our man of the match because he got 2 goals right now to David Beauregard. But there's a clutch of players in there. And from a pure hockey viewpoint, not looking at the scorers, K-Wall would be in with a shout. But I tell you who else I'd put in the frame. I'd put Brussels Sprout in the frame. I think he's worked hard tonight and done a job. Jade Galbraith was great at the start, good at the finish. Dan Myers had a good first period, good third period. Matt Myers has had a solid game from start to finish. But your view and your thought process, your mindset changes. Your mindset changes when they come back from 3-2 up. Colin Shields, the captain of the Belfast Giants, against Craig K-Wall Kowalski. First penalty shot of the night. 5 aside, sudden death if needed. The same 5 rotate in sudden death until we have a winner. Craig Kowalski getting his instructions from former netminder Maury Hansen. He comes out. Will he stand up? Shields shoots straight in low. 1-0 Belfast. Stephen Murphy at the other end. At least we got that right. Jade Galbraith to come on first. Big roar for Jade Galbraith. He won the shootout at the open training session against his teammates. Can he do the business against GB netminder Stephen Murphy? Referee says, no, I'm not ready. Oh, he's waiting for Kowalski to go to the bench. Because that makes a big difference, you know. He might get the rebound at the far end of the ice. What a joke that is, huh? All right, here comes Jade Galbraith. Will it have affected him? Has a look, has a deke, shoots, and it's a save. I wouldn't have predicted that. I would have predicted the opposite. Jade Galbraith's shot is saved. Belfast lead by a goal to 0.
Shooting first in the next round, number 12, Colin Hemingway.
Shields' goal separates the sides. Colin Hemingway comes on. I wish it was Ernest. All right. What will it be? Colin Hemingway against Kowalski. Save. So who's coming on with a chance to level for the GMB Nottingham Panthers? It's David Alexander Beauregard. Won't count as a hat-trick goal, but it would be his 3rd goal of the night. Scored 1 on a breakaway already. Shot as Shields did in the first penalty shot tonight. Hard and low. Still 1-0 Belfast. This to tie it up. The puck's rolling. It's saved. Puck wouldn't settle. Didn't get the shot away clean. 2 penalty shots gone per side. It's still 1-0 to the Belfast Giants.
Why does he wear a mask, Gary, in a cage?
Because he's only got the one eye. I wasn't joking. That's the story. He had his eye poked out in a hockey game. Actually scored on the play, finished. And when he turned around to celebrate, his teammates said, your eye's hanging on the outside of your cheek. Oops, I hope you're not eating your tea. Oh. Dan Welsh, former Panther, didn't get a shot away. So now, that's got to be Johnny's eye on.
I'll tell you what, even Dave Welsh, that used to play for us, would have done better than that.
He had one good game once when he marked Gary Stefan out of a game. He's Jonathan's eye on to tie it up after 3 penalty shots each. Panthers coming second. Trailing by a goal to 0. This to tie it up. Zion gets some space, shoots, backhand, back of the net. 3 penalties each, 1-1 in penalties. Great penalty shot.
Okay, so after 3 penalty shots, the scores are tied 1 apiece. We now go to sudden death. Penalty shots. And up again now for the Giants, number 19.
Oh, it's just 3 each, not 5 each, so it's Shields again. We're on to sudden death already. Shields, bouncing puck, save. So now Jade Galbraith has a chance to win it for the GMB Nottingham Panthers. Where did they get 5 penalty shots each from? That goes back to the Super League days. All right, Jade Galbraith. He'll be the calmest man in the building. He's got good hands, good head. Murphy comes right out. Yes! Oh! No, he hits the bar. Hits the bar and says it went in. Lights come on. Goal light came on. Cameraman Steve says it definitely went in. I haven't got the technology the boys at Sky have got, but there again I've got straight eyesight. However they look at it. They're having a discussion, the linesman. The linesman could say, I definitely saw it go in. All right, we're tied up, aren't we? Hemingway hits the bar. That didn't go in. So Beauregard, who has got 2 goals, now has a chance to score his 3rd goal of the night and get the points for the GMB Nottingham Panthers. Controversy at the end. He calls a dumb penalty at the end of overtime, which he shouldn't have called. He's Beauregard. Can he do it? 5,000 people want him to score. No, it's a pad save. We're still tied. We're going now into the 6th round of penalties.
As we move to another round of penalty shots, and the next up for the Giants, number 23, Dan Welch.
All right, Welch didn't do well last time. Let's hope he does the same, because if memory serves me right, John Zion's coming out. He scored a peach last time. Here comes Dan Welch against his former club. Kowalski comes right out, shuts the angle down, goes down, and he shoots into the roof. Now Zion has to score for Nottingham, or Belfast get the points. And there will be so much controversy, because Jade Galbraith swears that went into the back of the net.
I thought it was in, Gary.
Murphy knows his move. He now knows his move. Will he do the same move? Will he change it up? Another one criticised by a so-called expert. Fakes the shot, goes round, scores again. Keeps Panthers in it. Keeps Panthers in it. He's not bad at that. I might have a little bet on him next time. Doug Christensen's got a wraparound grin on him. He's just looked round the building at the size of the crowd and he was smiling, thinking, what a great finale to a good game. Shields, big blast, misses. So Jade Galbraith thinks he scored last time. Will this be justice? I hope he doesn't say something if he puts it in. Yeah. Come on, Penner's urging the crowd to cheer. Penner wants more. Penner wants noise. The crowd gives us noise. Will Galbraith give us the winning goal? He's got the puck on the end of his stick. He fakes the shot back. Yes, he does. The GMB Panthers win the first game of the season. 2 points to Nottingham, 1 point to Belfast. What a flaming game.
Very good. Opening game of the season. Absolutely fantastic.
Thanks for being with us, Dwayne.
You're welcome.
Dwayne Keyward on the colour commentators mic. Steve Wilkinson on the camera lens will keep it going while you enjoy the celebrations. As Red Box Recorders, I'm pretty sure they'll give man of the match to Jade Galbraith by now to make their Arco man of the match presentations. But Red Box Recorders have sponsored a fantastic first game. 5,313 people in to see a final score after 7 rounds of penalties. GMB Panthers 4, Belfast Giants 3. Thanks for watching.
Next game, make sure you book your tickets well in advance. Look at the arena tonight. Fan jams. Wear your colours with pride as we take on the Cardiff Devils next Saturday.
For the presentation of tonight's Man of the Match Awards. These are presented on behalf of our match sponsors, Red Box Recorders, by Ian Worthington and Angus Groom. Man of the match for the Belfast Giants this evening, number 31, Stephen Murphy.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, and a very big round of applause for a wonderful bunch of fans they brought order for the Belfast Giants, wishing you and your team a very, very safe journey home. We will, of course, make our way over the waters when we take on the mighty Boston Bruins in the EIHL with a Giants versus Panthers game. The following day, it's a great hockey weekend in Belfast. Just check out tonight's Match Night programme for more information.
And the Man of the Match Award for the GMB Panthers goes to number 13, Jane Garvey.
It's now all the action, the rough, the tumble, the hits, the checks, the goals, the penalties, the bitten nails, the white knuckle ride, the fastest family sport in the UK, and the winning team, it's the GMB Nottingham Panthers! Team